And welcome back, everybody, to an exhausted and tiresome episode of the Voices of the Voiceless podcast. I've had 4 hours of sleep in about 32 hours. Brad, tell me how much you've slept.
Probably as much, but I also have a small child, so
yes, which is more rewarding than going to work.
Just a little bit.
And then going to work. I did get to interview a couple gold medal Olympians this morning. I was half asleep. I didn't remember what even I asked them. So I went into that totally blind, which is all my fault. Oh, we're not talking about figure skating. We're talking about wrestling, unless we're talking about Chuck and Billy's second wedding. They're renewing their vows, folks. That was a figure skating joke. I hope everyone liked that at home.
If not, who cares?
I know, whatever. Like I said, nothing matters. Truthfully, Metallica had something right after all of their songs and whatever. Now I'm just pandering. So,
I'm waiting for the Fozzy reference here.
No Fozzy reference. He doesn't deserve one. Not this week. Not after what he said about Nakamura, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Unless Gary didn't put that on the agenda. He didn't. Bastard. Okay, we'll just talk about it later then. Fine. We have no plan. Fuck plans. Plans don't make any sense. So
we're like the creative team of WWE. The plans go out the window, and we just do this shit on the fly.
Which is funny because they're hiring writers.
They are. and I want you to know I have applied.
Did you really?
No, of course I did. What are you fucking crazy? No, I didn't apply.
I've applied to several WWE. In fact, I had interviewed for a job there. So,
I know.
But
yeah. Aren't you glad I called them and said, don't do it?
Yeah, no. If that's true, I'll kill you. Since wrestling was so uneventful. Okay, no, let me rephrase that. Since the WWE is so uneventful this week, let's just get to our tweet of the week. And boom goes the dynamite. Brad, what is the tweet of the week? Who's it by? What's going on?
We got a real interesting this week, folks. I mean, this is the dirt worst of professional wrestling, in my opinion.
So Justin LeBar.
That would be the dirt worst reporter.
Good point.
With quotes, reporter. Okay, so this is the tweet of the week is Davey Blaze at Davey Blaze UK. He's a UK wrestler. And he tweets, over 100K people seen me wrestling at Kid Fight. And all I can say is that my cock and balls broke the internet. At Kim Kardashian, eat your heart oot. Unquote.
What does that mean? I don't know.
I'm going to explain. But first, Kid Fight responded by tweeting, 100K plus saw a clip of me and at Davey Blaze UK quotes wrestling today. 80% were offended. 20% saw the funny side. Now, I'd like to meet these 20% that thought this was funny. This was at an ICW show. It's a promotion based out of Scotland.
Okay.
And during the match, Davey Blaze did a spot where he actually pulled out his genitals.
Oh, boy.
And left them out for the match.
Oh, boy. The whole match?
Could you imagine? Yeah. Okay, he calls a spot in the ring. Yeah, I'm gonna pull my junk out. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. Could you imagine? Now, this is like ICW is a hardcore. It's sort of like a real ECW type of crowd, like the old ECW.
Is that not where Finn Balor used to wrestle?
I don't know if he was in New Japan. I don't know if he was. I'm sure he did wrestle at ICW.
I mean, ICW, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Drew Galloway is a mainstay there.
Yes, there's another one.
Yeah, but the point is, people showed up to this wrestling event and proceeded to see a grown man expose himself in a ring and just leave it laying. And I don't understand. I don't like it. Are you kidding me? It's a fucking joke.
Well, then what was Joey Ryan? just to play devil's advocate, of course, he didn't take his junk out, but
Joey Ryan was the gateway to this drug. This stupid pull your genitals, use your genitals for moves bullshit. I mean, are you kidding me? It's like, this is wrestling?
Well, then what's Chikara? I'm still playing devil's advocate, of course. Chikara is comedic wrestling.
Okay. They've got congratulations. I mean, WWE had Santino. They've got R-Truth. What they don't have is a guy pulling out his cock and letting it hang there while he wrestles a match in front of an audience.
That's true. I want to see what the kids thought. I want to know what the kids were thinking.
I mean, are you kidding me? I'd fucking ban this guy from ever being there again. How the hell could they allow that to happen? How could his opponent be okay? I mean, he clearly thought it was cool.
The
20% saw the funny side. If that's the kind of fan they're drawing, then I don't ever want to be around those 20% of people. That's not why I go to watch wrestling.
Well, let's put it this way. So you have 80% not like it, but 20% like it. That's a really bad ratio. You
think?
You should want the opposite: 80% liking it and 20 not liking it. That's normal. That's successful. That's bad. What their logic is misconstrued too, and they're just not getting it. They're not getting the big picture at all.
Well, I have to say, I don't think it was a big picture.
I didn't want to go there. I thought about it, but I didn't. Just for fuck's sake. There's been too many. What's up with it? All right, so people are more hyped about a penis than they are about WrestleMania. Do you ever think about that?
I have thought about it. Not too much.
Have you okay, like the appropriate amount of time, and what are your thoughts on that? That's for anyone. Tweet us, John Fisher. No, it's not anymore. John Fisher, WNCT, and the VOTV podcast.
WNCT.
WNCT. How does it feel that someone's dick is more over than WrestleMania? Just put that into perspective. Seriously.
Well, brother, to be fair, it is Hulk Hogan.
Okay, he's been out of wrestling for how long? It doesn't matter. The point being, that's a whole other discussion, why WrestleMania is not even towards Mojo Rawley's sleeping hype. Speaking of old dick nose Hulk Hogan, a judge has ruled in Hulk Hogan's favor in his lawsuit with Gawker. He's been awarded $115 million plus an additional $25 million in punitive damages. Gawker is appealing, but will this be what Hulk Hogan needs for WWE to finally consider his return? Do you know what they will do when they're considering his return? Money, and money.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering, the New Day's unicorn horns, were those molded after Hulk Hogan's penis?
Well, Hulk Hogan's or Terry Bollea's?
Hulk Hogan's.
Well, wait. So whose dick's 10 inches long? Hulk's or Terry's?
Hulk Hogan's. Terry's is not. Terry was really clear his dick is not 10 inches.
Yeah, okay. So
just for the record.
Yeah, all right. Then, I mean,
no,
maybe.
Seriously.
I know, maybe. Could be. It could be.
Yeah, could
be.
But
no, Hulk will come back as soon as there's money to be made for both parties. End of story.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the lawsuit needs to be settled before they would likely consider him returning. That should be obvious, but I definitely think he'll be back. I do. I think he'll be back in some capacity. But it's still gonna be a little while, I would think. I don't think he's showing up at WrestleMania 32, folks.
No, I don't think so either, because the lawsuit's going to continue. I don't know when, and that's like 11 or 10 days away. So there's no way he's going to be back for WrestleMania unless Vince has totally lost his mind and went against everything that he's been saying already. I mean, and see, what's interesting is that Triple H has become the biggest hypocrite in the context of China in the Hall of Fame. So I don't have kids. Triple H's kids can search China and find porn, right? Not PG. But now if they can search Hulk Hogan, they'll see Gawker's sex tape. Where is the consistency?
Well, I mean, they're full of hypocrisy. I mean, it's a very fair point.
No one's really brought that up. But I mean, the whole argument of, well, we're keeping PG is bullshit because Hulk Hogan still exists in their world and he's attached to porn.
Yeah.
And yeah, a
yeah.
meme went viral saying that he's the most paid porn star of all time, and it's technically it's true.
Yeah, he just body slammed another giant.
Yep.
Shocker.
Journalism. Well, that too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So more news and notes. This one's interesting. Very interesting. Daniel Bryan has been pulled from all WWE appearances, and they officially said that he has requested time off, and they granted it. There was an appreciation night scheduled at Madison Square Garden. There was a signing at Access for WrestleMania. Those were both canceled. A couple other house shows. Now those are canceled. What's the deal with Daniel Bryan? Now, my theory is that he's having like buyer's remorse kind of retiring, and he didn't really want to, and now it's like starting to hit him and he just wants to be away from it. I mean, hell, that's what Edge did. It's exactly what Adam did. And Adam, I mean, you look at him now, even back then when he came and did the run-in at was it SummerSlam or Night of Champions and helped Christian win the title off of Del Rio, he did interviews later on. He was saying, yeah, I'm fine. I was prepared, even though it was a shock. And, he separated himself from that, and he didn't show up in WWE for like another 10 months.
Yeah. It's very interesting. And there's no new information as we record this, but I'm sure something in the coming days will come out. He's been pulled from all appearances. And, as of note here, Brie Bella was not at Raw.
Yep.
She was actually supposed to shoot her angle for WrestleMania 32 on Raw this past week. And wasn't there. And then they actually taped the angle on Main Event this week without her.
Mm-hmm.
So something is going on.
All right. In your honest opinion, what do you think it could be? Is it his health?
Could be. I mean, it could be.
Well, on Instagram, he seems like the happiest guy alive. And, of course, social media can be so fake.
Well, yeah, everybody gets on there. They tweets how fucking wonderful their life is, and then they're, drowning their sorrows away in their house by themselves.
But this is Bryan Danielson that we're talking about here. We're not talking about some Joe Schmo, that lives in a one-bedroom apartment, a.k.a. myself. But seriously, this is Daniel Bryan. This is Brie Bella. They're a happy couple. They're married. They want to start a family. Bryan was having no ill-advised side effects that he made public. Currently, the seizures were going on. But, that was a while ago. We don't know when the last time that happened. We also don't know what his current status is.
Well, and you make a great point about them wanting to have a family. Maybe she's ovulating and she's saying, yes, yes, yes.
Well, okay. I try to be serious and you turn it into a big joke.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Well, hopefully stay tuned on Twitter, guys. We'll be filling you in as best as we can on this Daniel Bryan situation, and we'll see what happens. It's truly an odd story. Yeah. It's okay. So I could have seen him pulling out of Access, but an appreciation night.
Well, to be fair, John, I don't see him pulling out at all at this point. He does want to start a family.
Fucking. I thought we were getting
completely.
I thought we were getting away from the dick jokes just for once. Like, grow up. You're older than I am by almost 8 years. Grow up.
8 years.
I think. Aren't you 31? I don't know. I always forget how old you are.
I'm ageless.
Of course you are. You're the Ric Flair of broadcasting. Okay. On to lesser news, because not many people know who this man is. NXT superstar Levis Valenzuela Jr. will debut a new dancing Latino gimmick on NXT called No Way Jose. Clearly,
and I just want to.
Did you know what I was?
I just want to play. Yeah, and I just want to play his, what would you call it? His little video clip that was aired to.
Oh wait, was this on NXT?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't even watched NXT yet, so because I have a real job. I work in news, Brad.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is news.
All right,
This is news.
This is fantastic. Okay. This is not fucking real. This isn't happening. That cannot be real. Shut the fuck up. No way. No, it can't. That can't be real.
No way, Jose.
Vince McMahon is booking NXT.
Well, it's hey, like I had said, Ryan Ward was called up to SmackDown. He had booked through WrestleMania, but if this is a new debut and he had nothing to do with it, maybe, I don't know. Hard to say.
Oh my God! Why? Okay? You want to know what's gonna happen? The NXT fans are gonna make him the most over man in the brand. They're gonna love him so much, kind of like Adam Rose, but then he's just gonna flail in the main roster if they ever do that. Eventually,
well, yeah, that's not a gimmick they're ever going to be able to do successfully in the main roster, and that's fine. What works on NXT doesn't necessarily translate to the main roster. Everybody knows that by now.
Tyler Breeze.
It's fine. Maybe it'd be great. Yeah, Tyler Breeze.
He's now a verb. And honest, side discussion here. How good of a wrestler is Tyler Breeze? I think he's the whole package. The look.
Oh, he's terrible.
Oh, shut up.
He's short.
No, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's about 6 foot, 6'1".
No, he's not even close to 6'1".
Yes, he is.
No.
Fuck, bet me.
I will bet you.
You'll bet me a house show ticket.
I will. I'll bet you a house show ticket. Oh, hopefully we'll be close enough to find out how tall he is. I'm going to ask him. How tall are you?
Oh, God. This Vince... Hey, according to Meltzer, it's all about those boots. All right. Wait a second. Gary put in the planner about Foley getting his own. That was last week. What the fuck?
That was last week. Yeah, Gary was high when he did the agenda this week.
I wish I was, and that in no way means that I have any on me in my person because this is broadcasting live. Because I don't.
No, he actually was standing on a stool step, and he was high.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant something else.
Sorry. Oh no.
Okay, good.
We don't condone that
because that's illegal.
Exactly.
In most states. Then I'm not going to get into that. So Randy Orton. Well, where's Randy?
Speaking of illegal
speaking of, really. Speaking of what steroids, performance enhancing drugs, marijuana, probably some pills. Where's Randy? My God. Who's Bray gonna face at Mania? Where's Randy? Randy can do it.
Who's gonna shit in Kelly's handbag?
Where's Randy? So Randy's gonna come back next month, late April, early May. Honestly, I'll be glad to see the Viper back. And not many people know this about me. One of my favorite characters of all time is heel Randy Orton, the Legend Killer. I thought his music was good. He's a fucking hell of a heel, and he can go as a heel. He can dominate a match.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like Randy Orton at all? Not even a little bit?
Well, he's the master of the headlock.
That's Baron Corbin.
Hey, Baron Corbin is great. He's the next big thing.
All right, if you say so. So Randy's going to come back. That's great. Now, Cena, this is important, everybody, ladies and gents, and kids of all ages. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, so if wins and losses... No, I'm not going to get into that again. John Cena, whose wins and losses record did matter. He's going to miss up to several more months due to injury. I'm willing to bet it's not from the injury. I'm willing to bet that he wants to take more time off and do more television. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit completely.
Well, good. Hopefully he's transitioning right into Hollywood. That would be great.
You don't. Okay, so at this point, you do not miss John Cena whatsoever.
I don't. No, I haven't missed John Cena at all since he left TV for his injury rehabilitation. I have not missed him at all.
Do you think the WWE misses him? Because I certainly do. And to be fair, his matches were good. I mean, his match with Rusev was great last year at Mania.
Who won that match?
Cena.
Oh, okay. Who's on the roster right now, actively working every week? Cena or Rusev?
Rusev, sort of.
Okay. Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, so Cena's gone, and he's been their crutch, and I like them being uncomfortable and having to do other things.
I don't, because it sucks. It sucks. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, Cena's broke, so fucking fix something. All right. And they're not doing it. They're just not doing it. So yeah, hopefully for the fans that truly know what good wrestling is, Cena will be back soon. He's a marketable guy, a marketable name, and hey, he put over Del Rio. You don't have to win a match to get over. And honestly, you know what? He did make the U.S. title prestigious again, and then they fucked it up after. But his U.S. Open Challenge was my favorite part of Raw for 3 months.
Yeah,
and I know you hated every single second.
No, I didn't. I enjoyed it.
Man, imagine if Kevin Owens would have. Okay, I'm starting to agree with you.
Better stop while you're ahead.
I'm gonna have to. All right, so 2 pieces of bad news. On top of the piece of bad news with John, Sting said his neck is fine and he isn't officially retired. But the bad news is, I think the cat got out of the bag a little bit too fast, so he retracted it. Because even though TMZ is a bunch of bullshit, they usually don't report bullshit. Ironically, they're one of the better media outlets in the world at breaking news. So I'm hesitant to really believe Sting and saying he's retired.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious Seth Rollins retired him.
Oh my God. Really? We're going to do this again. What did we say last week? It was a combination of all 3, so fuck yourself.
Oh, this is great. He's in a great mood, folks.
Yeah, you can tell. You can really tell. I'm trying to put on my best face. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Bullshit.
So
Sting's not retired. That's the topic of the discussion.
He's retired.
On the record, he is not retired. On the record. Oh, damn it.
His neck is not fine. He has spinal stenosis. And he's retired. I mean, he's not going to wrestle. You can call it whatever you want. Retired, not retired, whatever. He's not wrestling in WWE again. I don't see it happening. He's 57 years old, for God's sakes, and has spinal stenosis and was almost killed in the freaking ring during his last match. Yeah, it's not happening. Maybe he could wrestle for TNA.
I don't see what your problem is with Steve Borden. He's a good guy. What's the matter with him? What is it?
Steve Borden or Sting?
Both.
I don't know Steve Borden. No, I have no problem. I like Sting. I watched Sting growing up. I'm just saying.
What are you just saying?
That he's not going to wrestle in WWE again. He can backtrack. I mean, the guy, he tore a quad backtracking. I mean, it was like...
Are we talking about... Hold on. Are we talking about Kevin Nash? Are we talking about...
Yeah. No, I didn't say both quads. That would have been Kevin Nash taking a walk through the park.
Remember CM Punk's promo? It was him and Triple H. He's like, I liked how your friend Kevin Nash briskly walked through the crowd.
Yeah. He's got one move. Well, he's got one speed. Well, really 2 speeds, slow and slower. That's what Kevin Nash has. But it's okay.
Imagine a match between Kevin Nash and Braun Strowman.
Oh, what a dream match that would be.
All right, a triple threat. A fatal four-way. And Andre the Giant, Big Show, Braun Stroganoff, and that Stroganoff reference is from the We Watch Wrestling podcast.
I'm sure that's what Vince McMahon is doing in the gorilla position, watching him wrestle. Stroganoff. Oh, I'm on a roll tonight.
I am the unbiased reporter, and you are a clown. All right. Let's get to
Not Frank the Clown, though. Frank the Clown.
How about that? All right, so guys, Frank the Clown, who's dating Noelle Foley, which is a crime in and of itself, has a huge collection of Funko toys. Now, let's get this straight. Collecting things are cool. Like, I collected baseball cards when I was little. I collected toy Zambonis of all the hockey teams, football helmets, like cool shit. And I text the picture of his Funko toys to Brad, and he didn't have a response. He's dating Noelle Foley, so I think it just all connects badly for everybody, except him.
He's a little creepy.
He's persistent. Now, moving on to a big man that actually can wrestle. Is it fair to say now that the injury bug is now a true epidemic in the WWE? People have been tossing that word around like hotcakes, and when an epidemic is a serious word, known to describe serious events in time. It's now an epidemic. Luke Harper tore his ACL. He'll be out for at least 4 to 6 months.
Throughout professional wrestling, we've had many eras. The Golden Era and Attitude Era stand out for me. But now, unfortunately, we're in a different era, an era we don't want to be in. We're in the injury era. Please credit me with all uses of this phrase going forward. Legal disclaimer.
Okay.
So how did we get here? The list of injuries that we've seen recently are longer than Hulk Hogan's phallus.
Not Terry Bollea's.
Right.
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Okay. Sin Cara, Alex Riley, Alberto Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, Goldust, Jey Uso, John Cena, King Barrett, Luke Harper, Mark Henry, Natalia, Neville, Nikki Bella, Randy Orton, Rusev, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Sting, Tyson Kidd, on and on and on. Okay. So here's what I can tell you in a nutshell. WWE is too focused on in-ring work, and that must change. The quality of the in-ring work is at an all-time high, yet attendance, product interest, and ratings are not.
Uh-huh.
The focus on the in-ring work has caused a much faster-paced indie style. Doing that style and doing it over 200 a year is a recipe for disaster in the long term, and now it's catching up with them. So WWE, where I stand, must return to a well-balanced style of characters and compelling stories to talk us into the building, along with good matches that don't include meaningless spots or stipulations for This Is Awesome chants. We don't need the WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship match to be a ladder match just because we need a ladder match on the card. I don't know. When you've got a bunch of injuries, you probably don't want to put 7 guys in a ladder match just to have one. With proper in-ring psychology and storytelling, a good match, believe it or not, can actually take place without one single flippity-doo, much less multiple finishing moves to beat your opponent. Thank you.
You done?
I'm done.
No, I really do agree with you. And it really just goes to show they really don't have to do those, as you call them, flippity-doos. They don't. The guys can pull it off. For me, I say get rid of every house show, period. Make house shows special, put them on the network so they are actually indeed special. Have like 4 network specials a year, and those are the only house shows of the year. You don't need that many house shows. I don't care what anyone says. You don't at all. If you want to make main event like a house show, stack main event with superstars. Make it one night. So therefore, you have Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Tuesday, or if they decide to go live with SmackDown, make SmackDown on a Thursday, and make superstars a main event one night, like a one-night event on on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then you're done. That's it. Or even so, make Superstars main event on a Saturday, so you have a Saturday cap. So you don't go more than 3 days without wrestling. I like that idea. I believe in that idea because it's the house shows that are doing the detriment when they really only have to perform on Mondays and Tuesdays and one Sunday a month. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think the style's going to have to evolve, and WWE should be recognizing this. They should be saying something needs to change here.
I don't know if they are, though. I mean, we're not there. We don't know. And the Melt's daddy hasn't said anything either. So how do they really feel about all these injuries happening? Because it is now an epidemic. We're up to, what, 12 total, including Tyson Kidd and Sting, who might retire.
It's a ton of people, and they've gotten rid of the major things that brought in the casual fans that really gave them a compelling audience, so that they could have a larger audience, so that they could have more merch sold, so that they could have more money. They got rid of a lot of those compelling things from the Attitude Era and replaced it with a focus on match quality. Let's put two guys together who don't have a story and let them have a good match. Well, let me tell you, casual fans don't give two shits about that. And if you want to bring in casual fans, all it takes is an effort, a slight effort to add a little something to the match. Mm-hmm. It's not hard. And it's got to change for the wrestler's health. Forget the ratings, forget the money they could make by bringing in the casual fans. It's the wrestler's health. And sometimes they need to be told what to do. They need to be told they can't do this stuff because they'll go out and they'll risk their body anyway. And so these agents, these people in charge of management need to tell them, you can't do this. And there needs to be consequences if they do. They've got to change it up. They've got to change it up. The evidence at this point is clear and overwhelming. And if they don't, this is going to continue to get worse, and they'll continue to be in situations like they are now.
Do you think it is the management? Because let's take the injuries, and I know NXT to the main roster is a big sample size. Might be even too much to compare. In a fair matter, you have NXT, maybe a couple key injuries, really only one key injury with Hideo Itami, and that was a freak accident. From what I was told, what anyone was told, really. But they tape 4 nights. They tape 4 episodes in one night. You're telling me that some of these wrestlers can do all of those matches in one night and not get hurt while doing live events in the area 2 or 3 times a week? They don't get hurt, but the main roster does? So that's a pretty big calling card. Like, what if it is the management that isn't supervising like supervisors should?
You've got to help protect the boys. I mean, you've got to help protect the talent. And the talent has to protect themselves. Yeah. I know they want to get over. They want to be on TV. I get all of that. There has to be a balance because, like I've said before, their body is their moneymaker. Yeah. And they have to take care of it, or long-term, they won't be able to compete and make money. And the bills aren't stopping when that happens. So it's just kind of common sense.
Do you want to know who is sitting back in his nice recliner in Chicago, Illinois, laughing his ass off right now?
Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks.
He got out. Honestly, you know what? I think he got out at just the right time.
Well, he had to make Roman look strong first.
Maybe Hulk Hogan's penis can do that next. All right. On to Raw. Talk about a story about too little too late with Roman Reigns. So the first hit or miss we have, Roman Reigns confronting the Authority, both to open the show with Steph and then the limo. I'll tell you what, this would have been great if 3 things were different. One is sarcastic and 2 of them are for real. One, if this were done a year and a half ago, and if you want to take Reigns out of the mix, if it was Dean Ambrose instead. That's my opinion.
It's very true.
What, to both of my comments or just the last one? Because I know your opinions on Ambrose. I think if this was done a year and a half ago, people might have gotten behind it.
Yeah, I agree with both. I think they've waited well over a year to do something like this. So yeah, I agree with both.
Do you think it was a hit or a miss? I thought it was a miss. I give him an A for effort for trying, but hey, like JoJo said in her song, too little, too late.
Yeah, I thought it was a miss for me. You know, like you said, a long time ago, this would have been good. I mean, I like the intent of keeping the promo short because even when he did the promo, it was not. There was points where it wasn't good. It was just, his promos are so bad for a guy in his position in the company. It's unbelievable. He doesn't seem to really be, substantially improving in that area. And they've got to let him be himself more. Unfortunately, himself is a cocky heel. I think that's what it amounts to.
Everyone, you're right. Everybody should go watch his FCW clips as Leaki. The guy was good.
Yeah, it was all right. It was very short, probably a little too short considering he's supposed to be competing for the championship at WrestleMania,
which on SmackDown was confirmed as the main event. Despite what Vince McMahon despite what Triple H actually wants. So
yeah, that's very interesting. And I was going to bring that up as well, but yeah, the limo thing was it was kind of cheesy for me. The garage door, the bay door, so to speak, opened, and there's Roman Reigns standing there.
Imagine if Dean Ambrose would have been in that position, man.
It actually would have been a pop instead of no reaction.
Yeah.
So they show him coming towards them, and the doors are apparently unlocked to the limo. They have plenty of time to lock the doors or to take off. They don't. They sit there. The doors stay unlocked, and he proceeds to open the door and go on the attack. And actually, Triple H was the chicken shit heel here. They got back in the limo, and they took off. That's too late. It's too late. That's what they should have been doing all along to make Roman look strong. It's too late. This is a flop. It's a disaster for a main event. And yeah, there is reports from PW Torch that Vince wants Triple H and Roman Reigns to go on last at Mania. Triple H wanted Shane and The Undertaker. It's being reported on SmackDown, as you said, that it will be Triple H and Roman Reigns, if I understand that to be correct. And I think that will be an epic disaster.
I do too, unless they pull a swerve. Get Vince Russo in here, man. Get him in here. He need to swerve us all. Y2J gaining the upper hand on AJ Styles, hit or miss. You know my thoughts. I thought it was a miss. Didn't make any sense. Didn't make any sense at all.
This was bad. This was a total miss for me. First of all, I have little desire to see this feud at this point. It's gone on for too long. Yeah, they're going to have a good match. Well, guess what? I don't want to keep seeing the same good match over and over and over. Let's move on. Nope. So for me, Y2J, he distracted AJ Styles. AJ Styles lost clean again. He continues to lose now. And it's like they never should have put Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles to begin with because you want Owens to look strong going into Mania as the Intercontinental Champion. You want Styles to look strong going in against Jericho. Yep. So having a clean loss, it didn't make sense to me, even with the distraction. So AJ Styles just looked foolish here. He came out during Jericho's match with Fandango, distracted Jericho, and Jericho still won. It didn't distract him whatsoever. It made AJ Styles look totally foolish. It just made him look like a total incompetent rookie. And I just don't see the way they have booked him it's left a lot to be desired. Let's put it that way. And so, yeah, I don't get this at all. I think it's bad booking.
Hey, but at the end of the day, man, AJ's getting paid. It's all that matters. As long as you're paying the boys, it's all that matters. And I agree with you. Didn't make sense. Why would they both lose then? Whatever.
Well, why would they even mention that Fandango beat Jericho? Because at Mania, because
AJ's going to do the same thing.
because it's like, yeah, now you're like defeating the whole point of, okay, AJ Styles is supposed to get the big win here. And then you remind everybody that fucking Fandango beat Jericho at Mania. So it really devalues what AJ Styles is probably going to do at WrestleMania because Fandango is very low down the card, and I thought that made no sense whatsoever.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go to a whole big bowl of awkward. The Big Show and Kane fight off the social douchebags, and then Kane turns on the Big Show. Do we really have to talk about this?
Oh yeah, I want your quick reaction on the social outcast and the return of the mighty Kane and Big Show.
It was stupid, made no point, and it just made Big Show look like a big dick. Big dick.
There you go with the dick comments again. Big dick. You okay, and big dicks coming out of your mouth.
All right, so this is all I'm going to say on it because it truly doesn't even deserve anyone talking about it. The moment that encapsulated the entire segment was when Big Show was on the second rope. He was getting ready to do a frog splash or fucking elbow drop or something. And Kane grabs him by the throat, did a choke slam. Big Show yelled, "Kane!" Like, you know, the little nerd that's getting his lunch money stolen from a big bully.
Stop it.
Or wait, actually, filibuster for a moment because I have something really.
I was just gonna say because the whole thing I thought was so bad. Okay, the social outcasts are terrible; they're a joke. But then Big Show and Kane, and it's a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, so they put in the big guys and feature them.
All right, okay. I'm gonna interrupt you. This comes from our friends at Fox with Family Guy.
My book report is on the giving tree.
Okay, so. Pete, and just to reiterate, Peter Griffin is the Big Show, and the bully is Kane.
Nerd! Wendy! Nerd! Wendy! Nerd! Wendy!
Kane!
Yeah, see? That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, it was so bad. And, you know, the thing is, Kane chokeslams Big Show to absolutely no reaction.
Yeah, no one cared.
And, you know, I just can't help but think, I saw him wrestle. I can't help but think that Andre the Giant would be rolling over in his grave at the way they're using his Memorial Battle Royal.
Shame, isn't it?
It's all he did for the company. And as much as Vince loves him, and what have they done? Cesaro wins, nothing happens. Big Show wins, nobody wanted him to win, nothing happens. It's on the pre-show. It's just, you know, just get rid of the fucking thing.
I'm about to that point. I really am. All right, so Zack Ryder, Stardust, and Sin Cara in a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for Kevin Owens' IC title. Truthfully, this was the second best moment of the night because Kevin Owens did a beautiful job of being the dick.
I don't know how you start off hour 3 with Zack Ryder, Stardust, and Sin Cara, who probably have less singles wins in the past year than I do fingers. And, you know, they're all just boring and haven't evolved. And, you know, I mean, that's a good channel changer. That's a good bathroom break. That's about it. I thought Kevin Owens was arguably the highlight of Raw.
He was.
You know, but yeah, this was Jesus.
Brutal.
I mean, this was an indictment. This was an indictment on how thin their roster is right now. For these guys to be in the Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania. I mean, Zack Ryder, Stardust, and Sin Cara are competing for a championship at WrestleMania. Think about how they've been booked and think about that. It's unbelievable.
Hey, I'm just glad we didn't have any Kalisto Ryback interactions on Raw. That was a steal. All right, moving on from that. I don't know how. Vince McMahon called The Undertaker his bitch and added the stipulation that if Taker doesn't win, it will be his last WrestleMania ever. What could have been a huge moment wasn't. at all.
They're still, I mean, it's clear at this point they're not going to fill in the holes of why Undertaker would do Vince's bidding. I mean, at this point, you're calling the Undertaker your bitch. How can the end to this match not be the Undertaker allowing Shane to beat him at this point?
Yeah.
I mean,
Truthfully.
seriously. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
There's nothing else for them to do. I don't think they even know what they want to do. Because what happened to the lockbox? Why didn't Taker show up and be like, "Fuck you, Vince," blah 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 blah, and explain why? Because then it would all make sense. But that's too difficult now, is it?
Why haven't any of them shown up? Period. I mean, this Raw is it's the second to last Raw before WrestleMania, and almost all of your big guys, but Dean Ambrose in the major matches aren't even on the damn show.
Yep, no Brock.
I mean, he had a
Triple H was there for 2 minutes.
He was on a backstage segment for a minute. Roman Reigns was there very briefly as well. There was no Brock Lesnar. There was no Shane. There was no Undertaker. It's hello guys, come on. I mean, you can't do better than that.
Clearly not. And okay, let's go to the main event. That was a travesty. Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman.
What an abortion of a main event match.
Ouch.
Maybe they could stop putting Dean Ambrose in main event matches on Raw with losers, with guys that the fans don't want to see in the main event. Maybe this is Vince's way of saying, hey, Dean Ambrose can't be the guy because he's not keeping people through the end of the third hour. Nobody wants to see Braun Strowman in a main event of any fucking show.
Well, to be fair, nobody wants to see the third hour period. So,
well, can you blame them?
No.
I don't even want to see the third hour most of the time lately.
And the problem is ratings went down again.
I'll tell you what, if they didn't have the network platform where people are going to watch this WrestleMania regardless. Why? Because it's $9.99 for WrestleMania, along with a lot of other stuff, or for new subscribers, completely free. So they're going to get people to watch, whether it's a good show or a bad show. And they have maneuvered themselves into a position where they can do what they're doing this year, which is put a bunch of shit together at last second for the biggest show of the year and not give it the attention it deserves. And you know what? Fuck off, because everybody's going to watch anyway.
Of course they will.
I want to know, I really would be curious to see if they were on the old pay-per-view model, if there was no WWE network, what buy rate this pay-per-view would do. I'd be very curious.
How do you think it would do?
Not as well as they would want it to. I mean, granted, I think the brand, it's like the Super Bowl. They've marketed it that way for better or for worse. So it's going to get some buy rates either way, but probably not what they would want it to based on the momentum of these stories. I mean, the casual fans are not going to order this show for a card like this. I mean, it's just, what they do now at WrestleMania, this is another thing that pisses me off, is they'll take 7 guys and put them in an Intercontinental Championship match. Or they'll put 8 guys in a 4-on-4 match, or 8 girls in a 4-on-4 match, or, let's put a bunch of fucking people in a match, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle, whatever. The goal is let's get as many people on the card as possible. And I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of that.
Well, that's like giving...
I'm a fan of... It means something to be on the WrestleMania card, and you have to work towards getting on the WrestleMania card. I want to see more one-on-one matches at WrestleMania. I'm tired of all these multi-person matches. There's way too fucking many of them.
Well, hey, brother, are you a fan of giving every kid in Little League a participation trophy?
Hell no, I'm not. But apparently, that's the motto of the WWE.
I think it's a stigma of the country itself because everyone has to win. Everyone has to be recognized. Man, I'm 22. That's not how I grew up in the 90s. Man, I didn't get participation trophies.
Well, that's
I think I
sure
did
as
when I
hell
was
not how I grew up.
I think I did in T-ball, but that you were also 5 years old, you know. But like as soon as I was like 6 or 7, fuck that, man. No way, no way. Okay, here's another question, Bradley. NXT Takeover Dallas. How many wrestlers? Let's a two-part question. How many wrestlers, men and women, are on the NXT roster? Take a guess. Because I don't know. I'm actually telling you to guess.
Oh, jeez. I mean, are we talking people used on TV, or are we talking actual signed people that aren't? I mean, because there is a ton of
Okay,
NXT
so
talent that aren't used on TV at all.
for this argument alone, let's talk about ones that are on TV.
Jeez, probably 20.
I'd say more than 20. I'd say 40 that have been on TV. I'd say 40.
That are currently on TV now. It's not a lot. I mean, they have an hour show. They do rotate guys. It's not a lot though. I mean, if you look at their roster page, I would bet you it's not a lot. But they have a lot. I mean, they have a lot of guys. They're starting out on house shows only, or they're not at the house show level yet. They're still training.
Okay. All right, then the point of my argument is that NXT TakeOver Dallas, and let me pull up the card for everybody. By the way, that will outperform WrestleMania blindfolded with the card that they have. All right, so you have Baron Corbin, Austin Aries, the Revival, and American Alpha. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cruz and Elias Sampson, 7, 8. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, 9, 10. Bailey and Asuka, 11, 12. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, 13, 14. 14 people. 14 people are on the card. I'd say that's like 20% of the roster, give or take. It means something.
I mean, it does. And that NXT show is looking like it's going to be a better show. I mean, there will be the WrestleMania is more of a spectacle in front of a bigger crowd, better production. I get all of that, but when you're talking entertainment and a good quality show, and it's something where they actually took some time to book stuff rather than just throwing a bunch of guys together, it has a chance to outperform WrestleMania, I think, for sure. Nakamura, I'm very excited about his debut. And I think you were going to mention Jericho jawing at him on Twitter. There's rumor that they will potentially feud on the main roster.
It just goes to show. And that'll end the discussion on WrestleMania. Guys, go in with low expectations. And I'm serious. Because I want to love WrestleMania. I have liked WrestleMania since I started watching WrestleMania 24. I want to like it. So I'm going to go with...
This is the worst build for a WrestleMania in modern history to me. I mean, you'd have to go back probably more than a decade just to find a worse build. Now, that doesn't mean that every build besides this has been good, because there have been some ones that were not great by any stretch of the imagination. But I think this takes the cake.
The two best built matches right now are three. I'll put three. The Intercontinental Ladder match. I feel it's a decent build so far, just because Kevin Owens. Second, the Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar match, which has been creative. I will give them credit. That build is good. And the women's match.
And the Intercontinental title match, I mean, that was announced, 13 days before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not putting any effort into this whatsoever. And it goes back to what I said about, Roadblock and having to focus efforts towards that, which was it just didn't make sense. So, yeah, this is such a minimal effort.
It is. It's a shame. It's just a shame. I don't know. I really have no words. The wrestle. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what to say. I just don't. So where do we go from here? WrestleMania 32.
Well, we have the card, and then we have the free subscribers, and the next day, WWE will report the current subscriber number. And they're going to tell you everything is great. We've got a lot of subscribers. 25% of them are free. Oops. Yeah. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to play that little game. But yeah, I mean, no, the card is going to be the card. I think we'll definitely have to preview it on our next show in detail, pick our winners, and go over the card in very great detail. I'd like to focus a lot of time on that. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. That it feels like they've got to have like another big surprise in the wings or something. I mean, we don't even know what Rock is doing. We have one Raw left.
Yeah. Needless to say, this WrestleMania would have looked a lot better if the injuries didn't happen.
Or if they booked guys properly, they could have had people to fill in. I mean, when you constantly have guys 50-50 or beat them, I mean, you have no momentum. And that's how you end up with Zack Ryder and Stardust and Sin Cara in a title match. So it is what it is. I mean, they have Vince announces the stipulation in Raw. Oh yeah, if the Undertaker doesn't win, it'll be his last WrestleMania ever. Well, if Undertaker doesn't win, Shane McMahon is in charge of Raw. Could he not just say, "Thanks for allowing me to win. I'm going to hire you back now"?
You're right. You're absolutely right. So,
stipulation.
What an underwhelming second to last Raw before Mania.
Yeah.
So before we go, let's do our little routine here. So you can follow me at John Fisher WNCT for all your latest wrestling news, opinions, and analysis. For Bradley, he handles our podcast Twitter page, the VOTV podcast. Apparently, we've been getting some feedback, which is great. Continue to download. We're almost at 100 downloads on Podbean. We're at 86 after 3 episodes, so I think it's pretty good. Continue to rate, comment, and subscribe on iTunes. We want 5 stars. Just think of Ty Dillinger and how awesome he is. And the 10. We want 5. But I want your opinion on the rumored brand split. Now, in the past day, there's been a lot of different clues to where a brand split might be happening.
Yeah, I mean, if Shane McMahon wins, there's a scenario where you could have Shane running Raw and maybe the Authority running SmackDown. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's 50-50 at this point. To be honest, I'm not even sure they know. Now, they designed some new graphics for Raw and for SmackDown. Could mean nothing. Could mean a brand split.
And here's another thing. And I just saw this. WWE's 59 action figures, their Series 59, they now are branded Raw and SmackDown separately.
That's what you call a spoiler alert.
You think so?
Could be. Well, it could be. I mean, it definitely could be. You and I have differing opinions on the brand split, but at the end of the day, well, it's like, okay, I'm just also sick of the whole Authority storyline too. So even if they go forward with it, if it's the same shit, brand split, but with the Authority figures, it's just, it's very tired for me. But, we'll see. We'll have to see.
You can't deny that on the Raw after WrestleMania, this is complete dream booking, everybody, so don't take this as gospel. The night after WrestleMania, let's say Shane McMahon wins, he opens up Raw and says, I'm taking over Raw, and we're going our own way. And there's an impromptu draft that night that people wouldn't go fucking insane.
Well, for that segment, for the show, it would definitely draw interest. There's no question about it.
Which isn't that the whole point?
Well, yeah, more. I mean,
Like,
you want to draw long-term interest, but yeah, no, I mean, I just,
that
I think they could accomplish all of this. I'm not a fan of all the titles, 2 world titles. I'm not they could accomplish everything they need to with all the shows they have just by using all the talent.
Yeah.
They could accomplish everything by doing what they are now, except better booking. They could put guys primarily on one show or another. Everyone knows it's the same damn company. It's kind of a stupid concept to me. I just don't see the big advantage when they could just not have a brand split and use Zack Ryder and SmackDown primarily. But whatever, we'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
All right, Brad. Say your goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Oh, really? That was it? I kind of did. I kind of did do your whole. Will follow me.
You
on
did
this,
my
that, and the other thing. At 5 stars. Yeah.
You did.
I mean, you could do it again. You could do it again for emphasis. I mean, that wouldn't bother me.
Yes, for emphasis. Okay. At the VOTV podcast. Follow me. I'll follow you back. Tweet, DM, quote, retweet, all of the Twitter stuff, whatever it is. And listen to our podcast. Subscribe. Rate us 5 stars. We don't want 4. We will haunt your dreams. We want 5 stars.
By the way, and we'll continue to promote this. The WWE is having a house show, which I'm starting to now hate, on May 14th. It's a Saturday in Raleigh. I will be there along with Bradley. And come say hello. And I'll be reminding everybody on Twitter and here up until then. But yeah, come hang out. Let's jam. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I'm
going to be wearing my Bulletproof BC Baylor Club t-shirt, which I've just purchased on WWEshop.com.
And I'll have my Austin Aries shirt on, so guys, enjoy it. Enjoy it. But for now, we gotta go. You
gotta go.
You'll never hear from us again. Rate, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all back at the Voices of the Voiceless podcast. For now, I'm Brad. I'm not Brad. See, fucking shit. Fucking.
Oh, this is great.
No, it's not. All right, guys. We'll see you all next week. We'll talk to you later. Get some sleep.